Yo, what's going on, guys? So I haven't farmed the expedition throughout the league that much, so I decided to finally give it a try and do a proper test. Also at the same time, I do need some Alva missions, since Alva is one of the key things that you need for the certain endgame farming strategies. So I wanted to farm both of them at the same time. So this is why I came up with this strategy, which I'm gonna be talking about today, and I'm gonna show you the results of it. So what I did is I farmed 200 city squares in Lex Ejoris. The reason for that is, first of all, you get this Atlas passive time and again, so you get 10% increased chance that you will get the Alva mission on competition. So with this, also with close allies, you get 10% chance to get any Atlas mission, and you just have a base chance to get Atlas mission, so you have a decent chance to get Alva. Also, I was using 4 Warstones with increased chance that the random Atlas mission you will get will be Alva. So in total with Secrets of the Stone is around 500%. So what I have been doing is farming city squares, and the strategy is basically go in, look for the expedition, clear it, then kill the boss, and that's it. Do not even clear out the entire map, that's it. So because of that, I decided to go for the passive stats are based around killing the map boss. So chance to get Elder Shapel Guardian from maps from map boss, unique synthesis maps, and some increased passives for increased chance to get the Conquerors of the Atlas proc and Awakening level for even more map drops. Also, Lex Ejoris is actually pretty good zone for this strategy, because you will from time to time also encounter a rogue metamorph, which basically means just a random metamorph with random rewards. You don't need to clear them up for the metamorph samples, you just will encounter already built metamorph. Also here, this is something that you might not want to pick up, because this will make the metamorph much harder. So we'll have 500 and 150% more life and 15% more damage, but also he will give you 50% chance for the rewards to be doubled. So this is something that you can choose if you actually can handle it, but if you can't, just don't take it. Also here, the Perandus chests are not that big, but chance to get Kadiro Perandus and also the offers that he will give you will be rarest of the 3 chosen items. So this is actually pretty nice, and you will actually quite often get something decent from Perandus. So again, what I did is I was looking for expedition, killing map boss, and if in between I would find the metamorph or Kadiro, I would talk to Kadiro and kill metamorph. And if I encountered like a Legion or Blight or something, I will also do it. But again, after killing map boss and doing expedition, I would not search the entire map for the other things, I would just leave. Okay, so now let me show you how I did it. So here I have 4 city squares, so I would just alchemy them, check for the reflect, so there is no reflect. So just go in, very easy. Nothing too special, not that big of an investment. And now here's the expedition. So this one is Rogue. So when I encounter Rogue and Gwenen, these two are not that great in terms of their artifacts, so you're not really gonna get that much money for them. So I didn't go for the quantity of artifacts when I encounter them. But what I went for is the runic monsters have a chance to drop stack decks, and the same for currency and logbooks. So again, with Rogue and Gwennen, I would go for the chance to get some kind of items, not for the artifacts. So let's do this one. Unfortunately, expedition takes quite a long time, especially if you are doing a rogue. Not really gonna get that much money from him, so it can be a bit frustrating, I guess. So also, because of that, I also was kind of wondering if it's even worth to do the Rogue and Gwennen, or should you just do Tuyen and Danik? So what I did is I actually completed 100 maps with doing all of the expeditions, so Rogue, Gwennen, Dunning, and Tuyen, and the other 100 without doing Rogue and Gwennen. So let me show you another map. So in this map, for example, in the second 100, I would see there is a rogue, so I would just skip it and just kill the boss, and that's it. And as you can see, I got Alva missions. I would only do the expedition if it would be Tuyen or Gwennen. So I did basically two tests, 100 maps with all of the expedition completed and 100 maps with only Tuyen and Dunning, just to see if it's even worth doing all of them or not. Okay, so now let me show you the results. So here are two of the tabs. This is tab when I was clearing all of them, and this one is just Tuyen and Dunning. So as you can see, first most important thing is I got much less logbooks when I was doing only two of them. And in terms of artifact, it's pretty similar in terms of like the ones that I actually did, but this time around I was much more luckier with burial medallions. Here I only got 11, here I got 36, but exotic coinages I actually got the same amount. Also here in the corner you can see once I got the Perandus Manor from Kadira offer, and here I got one exalted orb from Kadira. So again, like I said, you can from time to time get some decent rewards. Here is all of the loot I got from the Awakener. So this time around I was a bit more lucky, so I actually did not include Awakener drop in this test, and I also didn't include the Perandus drops, because obviously you can be more lucky. Here you can also see all of the other random rewards. So again, with doing Rock and Gwen, I got more rewards, especially things like stacked decks, because again, when I was doing Rocks and Gwennen's expedition, I would go for stacked decks, currencies, and logbooks. So this is why I got obviously more of them when I was doing this expedition also. Okay, so now let's look at the spreadsheet. So here is all of the costs. So 100 maps, 8C per map, so 800C per 100 maps. So both of the tests did cost exactly the same amount of money. Here are all of the ratios of artifacts to chaos and reroll items and logbooks. I did not price check every single logbook and check their mods. I would just average their price as the 45C. So here is the first test. So this one is with all of the expeditions, so Tuyen, Gwennen, Rogue, and Dunning. So as you can see here, from logbooks I got 760 chaos, from artifacts 750, and from reroll 780. So pretty much the same amount of money from all of the different types of rewards you get. So in total 2200 from all of the expeditions. And from the only doing 2 of them, I got 1700 total. So it's actually not that big of a difference in my opinion, but you also have to count the fact that here I didn't include all of these stack decks and currencies and so on. So here is the total results. So all of the random items, artifacts, reroll items and logbooks. So in total it actually was 4.3k. So minus the cost, that was around 20 exalts. So a little bit less than 3 exalts per hour, because this time around it took me 7 hours. Now when doing without Gwennen and Rogue, it took me only 5 hours, so 2 hours less, but also I got only 3.2k chaos. But in the end, as you can see here, I got pretty much the same amount of exalts per hour, so 2.9 when doing with Rogue and Gwennen and 2.8 when doing without Rogue and Gwennen. Also in terms of Alva missions, I got 51 here and 41 here, so almost the same. So on average you get a little bit less than 1 Alva mission per 2 map. So this is, in my opinion, the best way to get some quick Alva missions. So if you actually care about getting more Alva missions, you probably should do this strategy, even though I was a bit more unlucky here. Here I got a little bit more, but here you will be actually doing more maps per hour, because you will be skipping Rogues and Gwennen, so you should actually on average get more Alva missions, again even though here I got more unlucky. And if you care about just currency per hour, in my opinion it just, to be honest, doesn't really matter. If you do Rogue and Gwennen, you should be in the end getting pretty much the same amount of money. Maybe the best strategy would be to just do normally Tuyen and Dunning, but when you get Rogue and Gwennen, just quickly choose whatever is the closest. Do not really focus on min-maxing every single remnant and so on, just quickly do it and move on, simply to just have pretty decent chance to get the logbooks, since the remnant to get the logbooks is actually pretty rare. So if you want to focus on getting as many logbooks as possible, you should probably just choose the explosive places where there is just the most amount of monsters and chests. So that's it. Next time I'm gonna be doing 2 more tests, one with the Alva missions that I got and second one with the logbooks that I was farming here. So thanks for watching and see you next time.